kind of put those event descriptions into the graph of price movement. Let's first close and apply this query, and this is gonna be the Power BI desktop window, and yeah, now the events table is loaded here. So the thing is, we need to show, for example, on a particular day here, we want to show the event kind of in a label that shows what happened on that day. Okay, so we need to kind of overlay on this line chart some markers corresponding to those dates of events. Okay, the marker needs to be shown on this price chart. So the marker should be basically showing the price on that day. Okay, and we also need a label which is kind of put just beside the marker to show that event. So the marker is basically the marker position here in this chart is going to be determined by the price on that day, closing price of Tesla on that day. Okay, then we just add a data label for that marker, which shows the event description. Okay, that's basically the plan we can implement. So to do that, we need to introduce first the relationship. Okay, go to the model view. We need to connect the Tesla event table we just constructed with this date table. Okay, so that indirectly this event table will be connected to the historical daily table as well. Okay, so that's what we did before. Remember, we have this date table which connects all the other tables. So now with the new event table being introduced, we also need to connect this date table with the event table. So we just click on this date field in the date table and drag it to be overlapped with this date field in the event table. And now you have new relationship constructed. Okay, you can move it kind of closer, and of course historical daily is connected with date table. Okay, through this relationship, and then can go through this relationship to reach the event table. So that's why these two tables are basically connected after this relationship setup. So now let's go to the report view, and we need to construct a additional marker in this price chart, closing price chart, right? So let's in this Tesla event table, let's introduce, just click on this table, then let's introduce a new column. All right, this column will be the closing price date. The closing price on those events date. Okay, so I'm going to name this ADJ close, basically adjust close event. Okay, and this is gonna be, this price is basically the closing price in that historical daily data. All right. So we need to kind of retrieve the closing price data from historical daily data. So we need to use this function called related. Okay, related, and then we're going to reference that historical daily data, historical daily adjusted close. Okay, so this is data field we try to retrieve. And because this data field is in another table, so that's why we use this related function. And because those two tables, the event table and this historical data table, are connected through relationships, this related function will allow us to utilize this relationship and retrieve the corresponding adjusted close for that particular date, for that particular event. Okay, so let's close the parenthesis and then press enter. And you will see this new data field being introduced into the event table. Okay, so our next thing is to click on this field, and we're going to drag this adjusted close to be part of the line. Just close to be part of the line y-axis. Right? And again, instead of the summation, I want to use the minimum. Okay, just in case there's data errors and each day has actually multiple adjusted close, the minimum was basically take one of them instead of sum the two together, which is definitely wrong. Okay, so the minimum will avoid this type of mistakes. So here, again, by default, Power BI kind of linked kind of each event date through this line. Okay, so we don't need the line, we need just the marker, a particular dot on this price chart. So to kind of modify the format of this presentation, let's go to the format viewer here, and let's go to lines. Okay, and here you can adjust different series. Here we have actually 3 series of data: the volume, the closing price, and again the closing price on those event state. So let's go to the last one, the minimum of this adjust close on the event date. Okay, let's choose this series, and let's make the stroke width equal to 0, so that the line will disappear. There's no more line because the width is set to be 0. See, there's no more line, but the line disappeared. You don't see anything there, so you still want to show the marker. All right, so that's doable. You can go down. There will be a marker thing here. Okay, for the marker you want to turn it on, and you can see those dots are the event state. Okay, so actually if you go to, for the series, if you choose the adjusted close for the event date, okay, the marker is set at 5 points. The kind of the size of the marker is set at 5 points. Okay, for the other, for example, adjusted close on a daily basis, that's the adjusted close for the I'm sorry, the historical daily data. So you have adjust close every day on this chart. For this series, actually the marker is turned off. Okay, if it's not, you just kind of use this switch to turn that marker off. You only want to show the marker for this adjusted close for the event dates. Okay, so for this marker, it's turned on, and you also make the size being 5. You can adjust its size, for example, make it 8, so you have bigger marker, which is kind of more convenient to locate those event state. Okay, so that's a marker. Next, you want to show just beside each marker the event description. Okay, what happened on that day. So to do that, you need to probably use this thing called a data label here. Okay, in here. So click open this data label and turn it on. Again, the data label is going to be used for this particular series. Okay, the adjust close for the event date. This is the last one. Okay, you want to turn this guy on. Okay, and for the value, you can go down here. The value that you show for this data label. Okay, you need to adjust this. Now it's showing the adjusted close price on that event date. So that's the number you see here 161, okay, 178. Those are the closing price on that event date. Okay, that's being used as a data label for now. Okay, but in fact, you actually want to use the event description instead of this closing price as a label. So to do that, you just need to kind of drag this event field, all right, and drop it here. So now it's going to show the first event on that date. Okay, if there's 2 events, it's only going to show the first. Okay, that's fine. I think most of the dates there's just one single event. All right. There's aggregate function that can allow you to either show the first event or the last event. Okay, but I think the first one will be fine. So close this one. So now you can see the event description are being shown just beside those big dots. Okay, now you will know what happened on that day. All right. For in some cases, if you see still, for example, on certain dates, there's other numbers being shown on a label. Just make sure, again, in the data label, this in this card, you can choose different series, right? We just turned the label for this for those event date markers on. All right. So you can, for example, make sure the other series, the data label is turned off. So for the volume, the data label is turned off. Okay. For the adjusted close for every day, okay, again, the label is turned off. So the label is only turned on for those adjusted close on the event date. So that's exactly what you have. We can see here. Okay. So of course you can do some data formatting. Okay, make this Vero more reader friendly. For example, instead of calling the minimum volume, minimum adjusted close, you can give it the more informative names. You can also change, for example, the data fonts. I'm sorry, the letter fonts and maybe the name of those axis and y-axis. Again, just to make the presentation more reader friendly. Okay, but overall, that's just a nice picture that shows you both the stock movement, the volume, trading volume, as well as those major events that's driving the stock price.